Hello guys, welcome once again. I'm again going to introduce you to the in-depth detail of Nuke's interface today. So when you open Nuke, this is what you get to see. Okay, so as I showed you in the previous class, this is called as viewer, and you are going to work on the node graph here. Okay, and you have a window which is empty on the right side here. To get some settings on the right side, I'll tell you, to start with, first just click here. Okay, you can get to see whatever keys that I am pressing on the left side. You can follow me because shortcuts are important in Nuke. So what I'm going to do is, after clicking here, just press S. S stands for settings. Okay, when I click here and press S, I get project settings. But when I click here on the viewer and press S, I get viewer settings. Okay, so difference is, this is project setting, this is viewer setting. You can see when I keep pressing, I get number of windows here. Okay, so when I get number of windows like this, okay, 1 and 2, okay, I can close it here. If I don't want, I can again close this. So if you accidentally close it, you can click here and press S. Okay, so this 10 here means you can have maximum number of panels as 10. So if I give 1, see, I give 1, now I click here and press S, I get only 1. I don't get anything here down. Please try to understand. Okay, I give 2. Now this is the viewer setting. I click here for the project setting. I press S. I get 2. See, this is 1. This is 2. So I'll keep this to 2 because if I have 10, I have to scroll. Okay, so it will be easy for you also. So I'll close the viewer setting. Now in the project setting, you can see here, you name your project. So whatever name that you wanted to give for your project, I wanted to give this as scene 1. Okay, then decide the project directory. Okay, that wherever your project is going to get saved. Okay, so you have to choose a directory where your project is going to get saved. So advanced composting, I select a project. Okay, this. So give S. So I'm saving my project into this. Comment. Give a comment for your project. What comment I wanted to give? See, when I rename my scene here, scene 1, you see my project name gets renamed here. Scene 1 on top. This. Okay, is it clear? Okay. Now I'm going to give a comment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a comment with which I can understand what I'm doing, and if anybody else opens the project, they also can understand what I'm doing. So type the comment here. Okay, type something meaningful. So today I'm going to do a simple animation using ceiling fan. This is what I'm going to do. Okay, now my project range. Okay, project range is 1 to 100, which means 1 is the starting frame and I have till 100 frames here. You can see if I make this to 200, I get 200 frames. See, 100 frames extra here, so I get 200 frames. If I make it 300, I'll get another 100 more frames extra. Got it? Okay, so for the sake of the project, whatever amount that you want, you can keep. So I'm keeping it as 100 frames per second. How many frames per second you want it to be there in your project? Let it be 24 or 25. Okay, so this is important. This is full size format. You can see here 2K super. Okay, so when you click here you get number of settings. This is HD1080. You can see the size is getting changed. Okay, this is high definition 1080 1080. Then you click here. If you want a square pixel, square 1K, square 2K, this will be square. You can see it's a square. So depending upon your project size, you can choose. For now, I'll just choose HD1080. You can choose anything that you want. Forget about this proxy scaling and all this. I'll tell you this is one important: lock all connections. I will just type tab and color bar image. See, this is my color bar. Okay, if I want to see this here in the viewer, what I have to do, I have to either drag this to the viewer. I get, see the size. Okay, now I press S, I go change the setting, I change it to square. You see, it is changing to square. Now I change it to 4K CinemaScope. CinemaScope is like this. Okay, like how you watch in theaters, CinemaScope. Okay, remember your system should be capable of rendering all this. Okay, so quite often you just save the comp, or okay, one second, file, save comp as. I'll save this as in my file. I'll just save this, give a root directory. Here I wanted to save. So I'm saving it as fan scene. Okay, saved now. Okay, there was some error here, that's why it didn't show. Now I have saved it. Okay, you can see fanscene.nk nuke. So coming back to this, you can choose whatever size that you want. First understand this size. Okay, that's very important. Now if this is disconnected, you can even press this and press 1. Just press 1, number 1. Okay, and doing it again, click here, press number 1. See, it gets connected to the viewer. Okay, so this is the easy way. Now I wanted to include a transform node. Okay, just press tab, type transform, you get transform node. Okay, this is transform node. I wanted this, I'll remove this here. Okay, I will take this and connect it to this transform. Now this transform I will take and connect here. You can see from here to transform, transform to viewer. So when I click on transform, I get the options here. I can rotate, I can scale, I can skew in x-axis, I can skew in y-axis. Okay, then I can adjust the center. See, now center is 960, 540. What I do, I'll give the center as 500, press enter. You see the center is moved. If you want to manually move the center, you cannot move like this. So you have to press Ctrl and Alt together. Now move the center. See, if I release, this is my center now. Now if I rotate, see, this is the center. Okay, I'll explain you the center once again here. Okay, you can come here, see the rotate value here, -7. So set to default, then scale value, click here, set to default, then whatever you did, set to default, then again set to default. Now this is what you have, and I also have rotated the center. So come here, set to default. Okay, now you see this is what I have. Okay, now I will try to scale this down like this. Okay, and I'll skew this in x-axis. I'll also skew this in y-axis. Then now scale this down. Okay, you can zoom by scrolling. If you press space bar, you get the bigger view. Okay, then you can move it. Press alt and then move like this. Okay, now my center is here, you can see. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, instead of keeping the center here, I will go to the scaling. I'll reduce the size as much smaller as possible. Okay, or see, this is my whole size. Okay, so whatever size that you want, you can keep. I will keep it like this. Okay, now I'll go here. I wanted to move my center to this point. So Alt Control move the center here. Okay. Now the whole thing you can keep it in the center. Now see, if I rotate this, it rotates like this, like a clock. Got it? This is the logic of the center. Okay, you can use this logic and then you can do so many things. You can make a clock animation, you can make whatever other animations that you want. Okay, so this is how you have to understand the transform tool. Okay, I'll talk about motion blur and shutter and things later on. Okay, now I press S here, setting, project setting. Okay, lock all connections. See here, now I can remove this, I can join this, but if I click on lock all connections, I can move this, but I cannot remove this. See, it's locked. Okay, so by mistake, if you don't want to move this, you can lock all your connections. That is more important. Okay, so now since I wanted to move this, I don't want to lock it. Okay, so this is how it works. I hope the basic properties are, easy. Okay, so just do all these settings, try to manipulate all these settings, and try to see how this works. Now I'm going to give you another video where I'm going to talk about a small animation using all these transform. We are going to composite a scene and I'm going to show you an output. Okay, that's in the next part of the video. Catch you up there.